Alright, now let's do the other small things that remain, which is going to be 4 is standard deviation. So we can write standard. It's going to be standard deviation. Now this standard deviation, we have it for sample and we have it for the population. So we can have sample, standard deviation. This is just going to be S only. Then there will be the square root of variance, which is S squared. So you get variance, and from variance you can get standard deviation. And remember, this is going to be working for both. So it's just, so we can just put it to say it's going to be killing both. So both grouped and ungrouped. So we can just say sample standard deviation. It's the same for both of them. Okay, you just, whatever, how you found your variance, to now find the standard deviation, you just square root it. Then the population standard deviation, still have the standard deviation for the population, which is population standard deviation. This is still just going to be equal to, we say sigma now, it is going to be the square root of sigma squared. Okay, this is going to give us the standard deviation of the population, and that is 4. Now we have 5 and we have 6. So 5, what is 5? For 5, we are now talking about next thing, which is going to be called the coefficient of variation. Okay, coefficient of variation, which is just going to be the same. It is going to be for both of them. Okay, CV, we call it CV, coefficient of variation, which is CV. This is just going to be equal to the standard deviation over the mean. So we can have it for sample and we can have it for population. It is going to be coefficient of variation for the sample and then population CV. This is going to be equal to, remember, for sample it's S, which was the standard deviation of a sample. Then the mean of a sample is X bar. Then for population, the standard deviation was sigma. Then the mean is mu. So it is always standard deviation over this. Then times 100%, because we will want it as a percentage. So it's just going to be the standard deviation over the mean times 100%. You get the coefficient of variation. Do not forget it. Do not forget it. Then the last two, and you are done, are going to be the one mean absolute deviation and the median absolute deviation. So mean absolute deviation, we call it the MAD. Okay, then we have the median absolute deviation, which is the 7th and final thing to know. Okay, 7th, it is going to be the median absolute deviation, and this is mid, like this, which is median absolute deviation. What do you do when you want to get it? So here we have the mean absolute deviation, which is just MAD. This is going to be the mean absolute deviation. You are going to sum. Okay, what are you going to sum? From 1 till the last thing, you're going to sum the subtraction of the X minus mean, but you take only the absolute value. That's why it's called absolute. So it is the X minus the mean, and you divide by the number of terms. So you're going to sum all the things. You'll be saying X minus mean, every X value minus the mean, every X value minus the mean, every X value minus the mean. You sum them, then you divide by the number of terms, you get MAD. Then mid, which is median absolute deviation. This is going to be median. It's going to be a median of all values that you get when you say xi minus median. Okay, xi minus median. Okay, when you say every X value minus the median, you're going to get a list of things. Okay, so you're going to say the first X value minus the median, then the second X value minus the median, but don't add them. Here you'll be saying the first X value minus the mean, but you're going to add them and then divide by how many there are. For here, you're not going to add them. You're going to list them in order of increasing size. First, you get all the answers, then you list them in order of increasing size. Then you are going to find the median of that. Okay, you're going to find that, and that'll be the median absolute deviation. Remember, for median, for quartiles, for deciles, for quantiles, for percentiles rather, all these you're going to need to have arranged your data. Okay? All right, that is it for now. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. We will see each other in questions now, and let's see when we apply. First, be able to construct this whole thing. So here is the picture of what we looked at for the measures of dispersion. Here we have for grouped and for ungrouped. These are the measures of dispersion. We have range, interquartile range, variance, which is the next nasty guy. Watch out for variance. Then we have the standard deviation. Then we have the coefficient of variation. Then we have the mean absolute deviation and the median absolute deviation. I know you can get them. I know you can. All right. That is it for now. Goodbye. We'll see you when we do the questions. Bye.